Hey everybody. So I just wanted to show you guys this new Kevo Bluetooth enabled Deadbolt that I just bought from Amazon. Just wanted to kind of go over the box and how I'm installing it and some of my thoughts and the issues that I've run into and just kind of how I'm going to be doing it. So here we go. We'll look at the side of the box, some of the features. It talks about multiple levels of military grade PKI encryption. Don't know what that means, but hopefully that means nobody can hack into it. Key control, add, delete, or disable e-keys from mobile or web app. Pretty cool feature. I will say that I think you only get 2 e-keys, which can be kind of disappointing. You can purchase additional e-keys from the app, but I would have wished that when you buy a lock, you could get as many e-keys as you want for free. Of course, I guess you do have to, go to your local home department store if you want to make additional physical keys and pay for that. So I guess it is somewhat understandable, but it doesn't really work like that when it's digital. That's how I look at it. Something about lost phone reset. So if you lose your phone, you might be able to reset it, probably by taking the batteries out or maybe hitting one of the buttons on the back of the unit. Positioning technology, which is actually kind of neat. It says it can determine whether or not you're inside or outside the door. So it comes in pretty important because if you ever have your phone or your key fob on you in your pocket and you go to your door and you see somebody out there that you do not want to let in, it won't let them touch the lock and have it open just because your key fob is within proximity. So it can actually tell whether or not you're in the inside or outside, which is pretty neat. Smart key, deadbolt cylinder, lock picking, passes the most stringent lock picking, bump guard to prevent lock bumping. I've never heard of somebody bumping a lock, but okay. It says it is easy to install, replaces your existing deadbolt, fits standard doors, no new screws, holes required, no power or internet required. So this thing is completely battery and Bluetooth operated, so you will have to replace 4 AA batteries. I'm not sure of the frequency, but I've heard of some people doing it about once every year, so it's not something like ridiculous where it's once every month or very frequent that you're doing this. Also, the little unit on the outside, zoom in. So this little unit on the outside where the lights show up, there's a certain red pattern that it'll show up once it gets to the point where it needs to be replaced, just to let you know. You can also use your keys, like always, and manually unlock it or lock it if you need be. That's it for this side. So if we look on the back, it talks about your smartphone is now your key, which is how it works if you have the app, but like I said, it won't work on my phone, so I won't be able to show you all that. So once it's all said and done, you can just touch it, and it will unlock it, automatically, as long as you have the key fob or your phone. So that's going to be pretty cool. I'll show you how to set up the key fob if you ever buy additional ones. And then, like I said, traditional keys work as well. Now, one of my favorite features about this thing is it has a smart key rekey technology. So you can actually rekey this new lock yourself with your old keys. So if you have a big family and there's 6 or so people that all have this all have keys to your house, and you don't want to have to go out and buy an additional 4 because this lock does come with 2 keys, then you can actually just set your old key for this lock. And I don't know if you can see, but there's this little tiny hole right there, and that you're going to insert a key, a special key, not your regular key, into that, and then put your old key in. So I'll show you how to do that later when I get to that point. So as I said, my phone doesn't work with this deadbolt. I don't know if it's the fact that it's rooted or if it's just doesn't recognize my device. I have the Samsung Galaxy S6 or S5 Sport Edition, and it does not work on my phone. So could be that it is either that specific phone, or it could be that it's rooted and it doesn't like that. So which I have come across. So here's the other side. Share e-keys via smartphone, so you can actually send people who have the app installed on their phone, you can send them an e-key so anybody can have access to your house that you want to, and it can be temporary, so you can send them like a 24-hour, e-key, or if you have a labor guy coming to your house to do something, internet or work on something inside your house, you can schedule an e-key so it'll send it to them, but they'll only actually have access for it for a specific time period that they're supposed to be here, which is kind of cool. Mobile app convenience, manage lock and e-keys from mobile or web app. I didn't know about the web app, I might have to look at that. Receive notifications and view history of lock activity. So kind of cool, it tells you every time your door is locked and unlocked, so if you are the only person that lives inside of your house and you get an alert saying your door was just unlocked, then you know that there is an issue. Even if somebody has, picked the lock or bypassed it, it'll send you a notification, so that's kind of a cool feature. So here it is, let's open up the box and see what we have inside. So we'll slide this up. So our first look, we have the indoor unit right here. This is the part that sits inside. We have our deadbolt for the outside, and then we also have this key fob. Let me pull this out. So this is the fob that you can use to keep on your keychain, so that you can just touch the deadbolt and it should unlock. Let's see if you can see that with the light. So I'll pull this out. The Kevo. The key evolved. That it has. Some information. Let's see, can you see that? So you can scan this, it'll show you how to install it. I'm going to go over that here in a few. Some numbers to call, and different language. So we have a little baggie of hardware. Instructions in there. We have some bolts, screws. I don't know if you can see this little key, but this is the key that you're going to use to rekey your lock. That goes inside of that little hole. So that's a pretty cool feature I really like. We'll go over that here in a bit. So this is this one. This is the outdoor deadbolt. This little ring right here is what's going to be colored up once we get it all running. Just like a normal one, except for the fact that this one has two communication wires. This one right here. And then we have this one right here. So we'll go over that in a minute. And then the obvious little rod that'll be used to lock and unlock. This is an adapter piece made for if you have a certain size door. I think it's made if you have the smaller sized hole. That way you have this little ring that can use to expand it. So we'll go over that in the instructions here in a minute. We have the actual deadbolt itself that will stick on the side of your door. I'm not sure why, but this thing can actually rotate 90 degrees. It's kind of weird. I've never seen a door. I guess it would have to sit like that. That's a thick door for it to sit like that. But we'll be installing it the normal, typical way. We do have the indoor unit. I'll just show you this. So this is the indoor unit. This plastic top part actually will slide up. Let's see if we can. So this is the inside of it. Again, these are reset and calibrate program. Down here, if you can see, you can actually change some of the settings. So there's beeping, there's a light, and some other switches. I'm not sure what are for, but I've noticed that if you wanted to shut off the light or the beeping, you can do it right here. And then this is just the piece of paper that keeps the contact from the battery touching. So, and then you have this piece. This is the spot that actually mounts onto the door. You see there's a little picture kind of explaining how to feed the cables through and where they should be. When we get to the cables, I'll reiterate this, but there's this little piece of tape that's holding this wire down. This is one of the communication wires that you have to hook up to. If I can get it. So this is it right here. So whenever you hook this up, do not remove this piece of tape. It is a lot easier to work with this wire if you remove this, but there's a spot on the control board where this hooks up that if you disconnect it, the whole thing kind of stops working efficiently. So it's going to be a little bit more difficult to install, but leave this here. And then they talk about, you can see if I can uncover that. You're supposed to tuck the cable in back there. So I'll try to show you all that when we install the door. It gets a little tight, but we'll do what I can. So no, that's just the oh, there you go. So if there's error notifications, can you see that? Error notifications. So the top one means low battery. So if you see the top two LEDs light up, that means your battery is pretty low. If you see just the bottom one LED light up red, means your key fob, I guess, is low or battery's about to die. And if you see the bottom two staggered right there light up, that means, I guess, the deadbolt is jammed, it looks like. So it's trying to give you some warning signs if you attempt to lock it and there's an issue. So that's it for that. So as I said, it does come with 2 keys that you can use. I'm not going to be using these. I'm going to reprogram this lock to work with my old keys, so we can hold on to that for a future use. It does come with 4 AA batteries, which is pretty nice. I don't have to worry about going out and buying them or using any out of my personal stock, so I like them when they come with them. It does come with this other deadbolt, just a cylinder. This one too can also be rotated, but I'm not sure why you would use this because it comes with the normal one with the cover plate, so I don't know what this is used for, but if you do know, then feel free to post that in the comments what that's for. So that is it inside the box. We have some instructions buried underneath. So fob users only. He says you can create an account and register your Kevo lock at Kwikset.com. So if you're not using the app and you're just using the fob like I am because it doesn't work on your phone, then you can register if you would like. So that's it for that. And what else we have? So we have instructions in a different language. User guide. This one we'll go over in a minute, but let me go over this one. This one is going to be our instructions on how to put the actual thing together. You can see there's kind of a big parts blown out about it. So we'll go over that here in a few. This one is how to install the deadbolt. This one is how to kind of operate it once you get it actually installed and everything's on and up and running. So it talks about smartphone, Kevo fob, using a standard key, how to program it, how to program different keys, how to reset the old key, rekey it. Some interesting stuff. I'll do a pass over this so you guys can see it and read over it if you want to here in a bit. Sending e-keys to family and friends. Kind of a cool idea, but they have to install the app, and when you do install the app, it asks you if you want to sign up for some kind of program or something you have to pay for, and you don't have to do it in order to get it, to get the phone and get people to be able to send it to you. But it is kind of annoying when you have people calling you saying I gotta buy something to get this key. So keep that in mind. It was actually a review I read on Amazon that told me about that. So on this back side, this just continues, talks about enrolling a fob if you have if you purchase an additional fob, device calibration. That talks about, you know, where your phone or your key fob is normally going to be, and how to program the lock to find it. Fob calibration. So yeah, I'll do a pass over this in a minute. But that's it for the unboxing. So let me do a few passovers of this, and let's get to installing this lock and seeing how it works.